Hello, everyone. How are you? We have a wild card.
Welcome in.
We have some locks, and we got the divisional round predictions. So let's do this. Let's go.
And it will continue to be pushed around.
Who I think the three best offensive linemen.
Are we talking head coach? Are we talking GM?
Big shout out to homeboy JT Tracy.
They haven't beat anybody good. We don't buy jerseys anymore.
I'm Green Bay, so I hate both of them.
That's really makes it. It is Tuesday night. We are live with Fresh Take Sports Podcast. We're on YouTube, the Real Fresh channel, and College Sportscast, of course, on Facebook. Subscribe. 99 cents. What's up, Big Luke McDaddy?
Not much, man. Just a little bit of a depression right now.
For both of us, really.
Yeah, and you.
Wait, about you more so. You were the favorite.
Yeah, but it's just a tough one. I don't know if I actually like football right now, but we'll get through this. We'll plow through this.
We'll do a quick recap and talk about the wildcard games, and then we will do, of course, our predictions and our locks for the divisional round. I guess that's it, right? Let's get to it.
let's get to it.
It's depressing for off the top. If you're new to the show, I'm a Steeler. He's a Viking, so that's
solidarity. I'm wearing it.
I actually wore mine during the game, and I got something on it, and it's still in the hamper. But
yeah, you leave it there for now.
Yeah. Oh wait, before we get right into the recap, what shirt is that?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I got a new team swag. So I'm like the assistant coach for the Nighthawks.
Oh, that's local swag.
Nighthawks is the high school my son goes to, and so for everyone out there. So this is swag that coaches got hoodies, the kids got hoodies and practice shirts. Dang. It's like that thin material, like full length. It's pretty sweet.
It looks pretty legit.
Yeah, it is. It's Nike.
Yeah, that's
it is. Where is there? Sorry, Nike. Yeah, pretty cool, man. Pretty cool stuff. I think next year we're getting new jerseys and maybe a tracksuit. I think we're looking at too. I don't know.
Hell yeah, brother.
Oh yeah. I don't know if we get this as coaches, but the players will get it. We're shooting for that for next year. We're terrible. We're terrible, but we're having fun.
Oh, yeah,
I need a drink.
Yes, all right. You drink. I will set up the recap, wildcard recaps. So Chargers, Texans. I think we both had the Chargers, did we not?
Well, that went well. Good start to the weekend there.
Yeah, man. I was gonna say my main takeaway is that if you asked me preseason, this would probably be my guess at the result. But leading up to the postseason, the Chargers looked like the team that was performing much better. The Texans obviously had the better roster, but they didn't seem to get it together till last weekend.
Man, it was so rough to watch that offense. Now, I know you crap on Herbert. I'm a Herbert guy. 3 of those interceptions were Herbert's fault.
I told you Herbert's overrated.
One was Disley. No, Herbert's great. I just think they shit the bed on offense. That partially because that Texans defense was rolling. Derek Stingley Jr. is one of the best cornerbacks in the world, probably the best, actually. I'd say maybe, Surtain. Surtain's the best, but he's number 2. And the rest of that defense stepped up. And credit to Joe Mixon, who I kind of wrote off. He had a big day, and C.J. Stroud played effectively. He was effective enough, right? Spread the ball around decently well to what he had for receiving. Yeah, but credit to them. They you're right, though. You're exactly right. They that would have been the prediction coming into the year, right?
Yeah.
Because the Texans took a step back, Chargers took a big step forward, and yeah, it just is what it is. And congrats, Texans. I don't mind the Texans winning. I just didn't pick them to win.
Oh, same. It's
yeah.
Texans roster, like on paper, should be better than they have been all year. So they kind of performed to what we expected, but we kind of gave up on them really throughout the season of 18 weeks, and they never seemed to get it together. No. I have been not on the Herbert train. I always say he's a little overrated for me. Their offense is bottom half of the league, so going up against a solid defense like the Texans, I just didn't expect so many points from the Texans. It was my thought. But
Yeah, kind of. That kind of was a bit of a shock to me too. But yeah, Texans are not far off being a threat again next year. But
if they can figure out the line, man.
Yeah, exactly. That's where I was going with it. They can figure out that offensive line a little bit, add what they need to, and get guys back healthy. They're going to be rolling again. I think CJ Stroud will fully be back to rookie year CJ Stroud.
Oh, I know both of us were on stop the hate on Stroud. We've been saying all season it's not.
Yeah, it's not necessarily Stroud. He's a lot of pressure.
Both on his mind and on the rush.
Yeah.
On the rush especially.
Yeah.
All right, man. Let's go to my Steelers. Big old 2-possession. 14-point loss to the Ravens. 28-14. Just as a Steelers fan, their offense was never truly there. They just had like a 2 or 3 game kind of bump when Wilson first came in. But after that, it was all the same. Wilson, Fields, 14, 20 points a game. And I kind of wrote an article, go to the Stadium Rant link, in the description, about the Steelers season in review. And it's mainly the story of the offense not being great and the defense getting tired of carrying the weight near the end of the season. Kind of what I summed it up to.
Yeah, a Steelers defense, they're just on the field so much. They're just tired mentally, tired physically. Yeah. And that offense gives you nothing to be concerned about, really. Like, honestly, it just seemed to get worse again at the end of the year. Excuse me, I burped. It showed up in this game. This game went pretty much how I thought it would. I think probably deep down you thought this too, right?
Oh, it didn't turn out to be this way, but I said it was going to be the biggest blowout of the weekend.
Yeah, and it was at the end of the day, wasn't it?
No, there was some worse ones.
But, but Bills probably.
Yeah, Bills Broncos next game up, 31-7. I thought the Broncos would be able to keep it closer than that, although obviously the Bills were going to win that one. The Broncos just have to do. I mean, they're ahead of schedule, so it's not so bad. Yeah, Broncos
are definitely ahead of schedule, and guess what? Their defense kept them in that game early, and then once the Bills got that lead, they pulled away a little bit. Obviously, as we can see by the score, James Cook, I think, had a pretty big day out there. I think the Broncos defense was just on the field a bit too long, and the rookie quarterback pressure, for Nix was probably there a little bit more than. Even though he looked good, he just eventually kind of the tires fell off. So it is what it is. But kudos to the Broncos; they'll be back and stronger next year. I just think that Bills team is built for now, and the Broncos are built for next year after. Yeah.
Man, Nix might be the. How can I word this properly? The most overperformed from his draft expectations out of all the rookie quarterbacks.
I think so. I think that's pretty easy, actually. Honestly, he's been. I didn't know what we're gonna get.
Me either. I didn't have any faith in him or the Broncos based on what I saw. But
no. When he won the starting job, I'm like, oh, who cares? It doesn't matter, right? And then he stepped in there, and he was like a seasoned veteran for a rookie. Like, good on him.
100%. All right. Packers Eagles, man, 22-10 Packers. I really thought 22-10 Eagles. I really thought the Packers were going to keep it closer than that, man. 10 points.
Yeah, man. A few interceptions there for Love. Injuries to his who went down? Two main receivers. Dobbs and Reed both went down in the game, so he had
their whole line went home.
Yeah, and that's true too.
That was insane.
Yeah, and there's a lot of penalties on the defensive side of the ball. So it was just not in the cards for the Packers. I didn't pick them to win, obviously, but they were scrappy considering they pretty much had to be because of the injuries. Everybody just kept being carted off the field or taken off the field or whatever. I saw 2
or 3 linemen just break each other's ankles.
Yeah. And the defense receivers go down. It was tough, man.
Yeah.
It was tough. And then penalties kind of killed them. And the Eagles actually just kept chipping away at the stone. I know Saquon took a minute to get going, and Hurts had to come up with a little bit of magic in there. But what are your thoughts on AJ Brown reading the book on the inner excellence on the sideline? A douchebag move, or what do you think?
I mean, it is a douchebag move, but also great wide receivers are usually douchebags. So I think as long as you win the game, it's okay. If you end up losing that game, it'd be an even worse look.
I'm okay with it actually, but I heard like completely polar opposite, takes on this, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and one guy I just heard not too long ago thought it was like a dick move, right? And that was like,
I can
I
understand.
don't think it was that bad, but
if somebody was meditating or praying or something, nobody would question that. So he's just doing his own way to get in his zone, I guess.
Yeah, and it was like a self-motivation book kind. I'm guessing inner excellence is self-motivation.
He was doing it to find peace in the moment.
I guess, yeah. I didn't hate it as much as other people did.
No, I didn't hate it either.
End of the day, he's playing, and he played okay. So yeah.
I just look at it like he was praying or meditating or going, checking his heart rate or whatever. No, I was okay with it.
No, I'm all right with it too.
Upset for me, I thought. Anyway, the Commanders over the Buccaneers, 23-20. Baker, I thought he was going to put up some more points there, but Commanders pulled it out.
Yeah, man. I said they needed the Bucs needed a big game of Bucky Irving. They got that. They didn't really get anybody besides Mike Evans going in the receiving game, which they should have, or probably obviously tried to, but should have, or to have more success. But kudos to the Commanders. I thought Jaden Daniels. I kind of said he wasn't going to be able to rush the ball that well against that D, and he wasn't. But he did find a lot of people in the air. Not Zach Ertz like I thought it would be. He only had a few catches maybe. Terry McLaurin, and then 4 or 5 catches for 4 or 5 other people. And I think he played like a veteran. I think he played well, and that defense was solid.
He's looking good too. The Commanders are kind of like the Broncos. They're the next wave.
Yeah. They're on their way.
Buccaneers we're kind of built for here now, and their window's closing really.
4 straight playoffs, which I kind of forget because of the transition from Brady to Mayfield.
They've been fine.
And they've been in there 4 times winning a shitty division, but they're still winning it. And we'll see. We'll see what comes. I think they got some good young pieces. They need to add a lot, but we'll see.
Yeah. All right, man. Monday night.
Hey.
The game moved to the track because of the tragic. Of course, tragic fires.
Yes, very tragic.
Vikings, Rams. What happened, man? Sam Darnold? He looks like he's never seen a receiver in his life, brother.
Yeah, man.
He was throwing behind guys. I wrote, again, Stadium Rant, link down there.
Yeah.
It looked like he was throwing behind guys. The only touchdown of the game to Hawkinson, he reached behind him, had to spin around to keep going, and somehow turned it into a touchdown. It was a terrible toss. In that third quarter, his eyes were like, "Can I leave?"
Yeah.
Like, how much money did he cost himself?
100 million, probably.
I've seen 200.
Yeah, I hear a bit of an echo. I was going to say that right now. I hear myself a little bit. I don't. It's just tech wise. But anyway, I hated everything about that game. It was a continuation of the second half from the Lions game where he's thrown behind receivers and the offensive line was getting lit up. I know Cam Robinson came over to fill in for Darisaw partway through the season because Darisaw went out. Darisaw was there. Might have been a different story, maybe a little bit, but Brian O'Neill on the other end of that offensive line got lit up, and he's awesome. And then the middle of that line, not great anyway, and they got lit up, and Sam Darnold panicked time after time. He dropped back and was panicking. It was terrible. There was terrible throws. There was indecisiveness. It was so incredibly hard to watch, man. Like I was yelling at the TV. I actually considered not watching football ever again for about 5 minutes, and then I shook my head and said, "No, I love football." But it was that bad, man. When you had those receivers, and I wasn't a fan of some of the play calling too. That's on O'Connell, but they were just man. And guess what? Credit to the Rams. I'll say that today. I hated the Rams last night. I hated them, and I don't hate the Rams, but. Good on rookie Jared Verse. Good on Lake. Lake was a beast, man. He came out of nowhere this year. They're young D. They're quite young, actually. And I didn't think they would do that. And credit to them.
That's what I was going to say, man.
And I'll say this. I will say this. I did not predict the playoffs coming into the season, so I'll take making it to the playoffs and having a fun year. But that was a shit way to go out. And, it sucks.
Yeah, I would say
whatever, Rams.
They're gone. Moving on from Darnold, I say that's pretty much in the books.
Yeah, I think they're gonna. We'll take our shot with JJ here, and why not, right? I think when the limelight was on, the spotlight, I guess, not the limelight, kind of floundered a little bit when they needed him, right? And that doesn't look good.
Yeah, it was a mixture of like Sam Darnold holding ball, looking for JJ for too long. The other
Just let JJ happen. Let JJ happen. He'll get his numbers, but you can't force it, and they're trying to force it.
Yeah,
and you can't force it. It just doesn't work that way, right? So,
man, let's get to our divisional round predictions and locks. Let's play. Literally, guys, one ad, 30 seconds, and then we will do the rest uninterrupted. BRB.
Dubby. 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 Free from sugar, fillers, jitters, and all that BS.
Bite-sized pizzas on wholesome little bagels.
Dubby. 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 Free from sugar, fillers, Dubby.
That was awesome.
I also want to give a shout out, of course, to our simul stream on Facebook, College Sportscast. You can get there or here 99 cents, guys. Hit that subscribe. But let's do it. Enough ad reads. Let's get to our picks. Let's bring up the screen, I guess would be the first.
Do it, man. Let's do it.
I didn't do this ahead of time for some reason. Here we go.
Didn't do what?
Didn't get this ready ahead of time. Here we go.
Yeah, all right, first
game. Houston Texans, Kansas City Chiefs. Chiefs 8-point favorites at home. Money line not worth talking about. 42-point total. Pretty low. Two defensive teams. Big spread, man. What do you like?
Oh, man, I'll tell you what, man. You know what? I don't think Houston's going to put up what they scored, 32 in the walkout.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to do that. But I think, honestly, because of the Chiefs and how I know this is the playoffs, it's a little different than the playoffs, but Chiefs haven't really been covering many people. I'm kind of cool with that +8 there for the Texans. I like that. But the reason I like it is because I think the Chiefs aren't going to score a pile of points. I think the Texans will do enough to, especially with this reestablished run game they have, to keep it somewhat close. We'll see. I think the game is going to be in hand pretty easily for the Chiefs, but I think that I can see the Texans covering for sure. The Chiefs defensively are so good. The Texans are depleted on offense too, right? We have to remember that, but I don't expect a ton on the offensive side of the ball from the Chiefs. I keep repeating myself, but I can see the Texans covering.
Well, you know what, man? I hope you're ready for it.
Oh, we're locking it? Lock it in!
I ought to lock in that +8 before it comes down a bit. This is two excellent defenses with two middle-of-the-pack offenses at best. These are two one-score kind of win teams. They're not going to blow any team out, never mind another team with a great defense. 42 is right on the cusp, so I would prefer to take the +8.
Yeah, I hear you.
+8.
Yeah, it's a bit of a defensive battle. When you think of these two teams, I think just for the common fan, you think offense, right? Because you're Pat Mahomes, you're CJ Stroud,
Yeah,
and other names sprinkled in there, obviously.
yeah,
But
that's fair.
it's defense. It's going to be a battle, I think, and I think Texans can definitely cover that. I can see that for sure. And we
Oh,
double locked her. Love it.
If it was like 6.5 or something, I might be a little more, but I feel like 8 is a pretty comfortable spread for the Texans.
Yeah. It actually seems pretty realistic that they can.
I'm gonna go like Chiefs by 4 or 5. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think fair. Maybe late score for Houston to get it within that 8.
Yeah.
Why not?
All right, man, we're on the same boat. That's boring. Let's keep it going. But that is good for your locks, guys. Lock that in before the spread goes
100% boys and
smaller,
girls.
+8. Yeah.
Lock that in, man. Lock it in.
All right, man. This game is probably going to be the worst game of the weekend, although this is going to be the best weekend of football so far. But anyway, Commanders Lions. Lions with the bye week, 9-point favorites at home. 55-point total is pretty big, man. What are you looking at?
Yeah. Spread is gigantic. The over is a little too over, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, the Lions on offense, we know what they can do. I don't think the Commanders can defensively can keep up with that offense, especially with the time Goff has from his offensive line and all his weapons, and he's really opened up or fit Laporta into that offense more lately too. Jahmyr Gibbs just ran over the Vikings this last game, so it is what it is on the offense side of the ball. Defense side of the ball, the secondary is playing pretty good, man. Joseph Branch, solid guys. And what's Terry Arnold? The rookie's playing okay. He's not, your
Awesome.
as solid as your other defensive back rookies, but he has a lot of potential actually. I don't see a way for the Commanders to win this one. I think with the way that the Lions defense played against the Vikes, I know you have a more mobile quarterback in Daniels, but I don't see the weapons there around Daniels that like a Darnold has with the Vikes, right? I think the Commanders could potentially put a few points on the board, but I'm not shading that defense at all. I like that Lions D, man, is they're improving as the year goes along, and that offense is
everything
already
they've been through, man.
They're already the best. I know exactly, even without Hutch too, right? But that offense is, it speaks for itself. So I can see Lions handling this. They could, because I could see the Commanders covering, but just on some late points nonsense.
Backdoor cover style.
Yeah, Lions win.
I'm almost with you, although I think the Lions are so dominant that they won't even be able to backdoor cover. I think they win by like 20 points. I just think it's going to be maybe not 20 points, but 37-20. So 37-23, something like that.
Yeah, I could see that.
So
that would be over, but we won't. Yeah.
But right in around 55. I see that, so I'm going to stay away from that. I'm not locking it in, but I would take the Lions spread, honestly, if you made me pick a spread.
Yeah, so we're not going to double lock that because I would probably go the other way with the spread.
All right, fair enough.
But yeah, Lions win anyway.
All right. Next up, Rams, Eagles. Rams with the upset last week. Eagles 6-point favorites at home. If you want to take the Rams, you can plus 225 that money line, 44.5-point total. What are you looking at?
I do think with this game, I think the Rams tend to play up sometimes. Like I know they had the win over the Bills, a couple wins over the Vikes, and that they tend to play up on both sides of the ball, or tends to be one of the other. Yeah. But I don't know. I'm just feeling like this is potentially a different game for them in that they're facing the Eagles, who probably have right there with the Lions as the best offensive line in football. A little tougher to get to Hurts, and by the way, Hurts can move.
Yeah.
So and
I'm not going to be able to rush
back there too. Saquon and Aaron Jones are not in the same stratosphere, I don't think. The Eagles' offense, is a bad matchup for the Rams' young defense.
Oh, so bad.
And I think the Eagles' defense is solid enough that they'll be able to contain the Rams offensively. You never know. I really am a big appreciator of Stafford. But one thing I could see this being quite easily over.
Oh man, I was just about to say, like,
you think so too?
I think it's going to be a shootout. I think the Eagles are going to way outscore the Rams, but if you may pick a spread, I'd probably go Eagles, although it's a pretty close call. With that 6, I'd probably stay away from it if I have my real money on it. I love the over, man. 44.5. I think these teams are both going to be getting into the 20s easily.
I was kind of tempted with the Eagles on the spread, but
yeah, me too.
But the over for sure in my eyes, right?
Yeah, we're in the same boat then, 100%. We like the Eagles spread, but we are locking in the over 44.5 for our second show lock of the week. Where's that? Here we go.
Fuck it. Lock it in!
Love it. So powerful. So powerful.
Yeah, it's better than our old lockdown, isn't it?
I'm sorry, viewers. I'm so depressed right now. I'm just really having a tough time, and I just am thinking about our interior line and
Sam Darnold.
what we're gonna do. I think we just need to figure out a few things, and we'll be back. But I'm trying to find the energy.
You want to know, man? It's sad because it all came down to Sam Darnold becoming Sam Darnold under real pressure.
Unfortunately.
Everything was fine until Sam Darnold felt real pressure.
Yep.
So I hope Pittsburgh doesn't sign him because he's probably the top free agent to get.
I think if they do, they're just treading water. It's kind of like the Russell Wilson, Justin Fields stuff. I don't think any of these guys are the solution. Pickett, they thought was the solution, that obviously didn't pan out. and I just think they should. I don't know. They should go big or go home. And I don't know what exactly that means, but I don't know if the Steelers need Sam Darnold.
They need somebody, so I think they'll find somebody at a better value. Although his value might have plummeted, who knows?
It will. I think the Vikings could keep him because of that potentially, and just see where JJ's at, like JJ McCarthy. I mean, not Jefferson. Yeah. And or what about the Raiders? I don't know. Anyway, let's talk about that another time. I don't want to talk about it. I brought it up, but
game of the weekend, and this is probably definitely my favorite game. The Ravens and the Bills.
Yeah.
This is going to be great. Pick them 1 point to the Ravens, I guess. 51.5 point total. This is the toughest one to call too.
Yeah, man, this is a tough one. Stay
what
with
do you got?
Spread. Okay. I know they played already this year, whatever. I think Buffalo is, offensively, they are rolling. They mix it up so well. I know that Ravens secondary is improving because they just said, all right, Kyle Hamilton, you're safety, and that's what you are. And Marlon Humphrey, you're a nickel. I think that's what you are, right? But I just can see the Bills being able to move the ball on that Ravens D still, even with that run defense. They mix it up so well with Cook catching out of the backfield or Allen taking off or whatever the case may be, right? I do like the Bills defense, even though they're not ranked too high in passing and rushing or passing and running defense. I think they step up when they need to. And
I'll be honest with you. I'm kind of retarded.
I know. No, listen. Hear me out, Alex. Hear me out. I think that like a Derrick Henry could get potentially through that first line of defense, that defensive line, but you're running into a pretty solid linebacking core, good by a healthy Milano. I think they can keep Henry pretty humble. And I don't really love, outside the red zone, Mark Andrews, sometimes likely thing. I don't really love that receiving core, especially with Zay Flowers, still being hurt or potentially hurt.
That's true.
Honestly, I'm saying it Give me the Bills. I think the Bills are winning this. I think the Bills are a better playoff team than the Ravens.
Gosh. Can you see that juice?
Was that juice falling all over you?
Oh, that was juice. What kind of juice? We don't know. But
we know. All right, so you're going
throw my
Bills.
clothes in the wash juice.
That's gross, man. All right. Well, so you're going Bills.
What are you doing? Sorry.
You threw me off there. I like the over, honestly. I didn't lock it in pre-show, but I think this is going to be a total shootout. Both these teams are going to get over 25, 27 points. I'm looking at these guys' stats, and they're like pretty close, identical teams, with plus-minus rating, with their offenses both being top 5 at worst. Their defense is not being the star of the show, although to back up your eye test with the Bills, they do have a top 10 scoring defense for what it's worth.
Oh, nice. I did not know that.
So I don't love the Bills defense either. I look at these teams to have the same result basically at the end of the year. I got to say Buffalo's had a lot easier schedule than Baltimore. I got to say.
Yeah, just off the top of my head, I agree. Yeah.
Oh, easily. I also got to say Baltimore has put up. Oh, sorry, let me rephrase that. Baltimore has more pieces to worry about than Buffalo does. If you say that these teams are pretty identical in their average scoring margins, we put them on the field. Give me the team with the higher talent. Yeah, give me the team. Give me Baltimore. Not a lock. I do feel pretty good about the over though.
Can I chime in?
Yeah.
I want to double lock that over. I'm with you. You sold me on it. I'm sold.
God, fucking lock it in.
Love it.
Oh, easily, man. These teams. Let me just pull it up here for you. They're both averaging over 30 points a game this year. So that seems like a lot.
That seems like there you go. All right. I know it's the playoffs, but whatever. They're playing each other. So
yeah, like neither of them have an elite defense. Buffalo certainly would win the overall defense between the two, but it's 2 A+ offenses going in a shootout. It's going to be great.
Yeah, it's going to be an exciting. There are actually a few games here, pretty much all of them, well, except for the Lions game, possibly that will.
I would say that your MVP is in this game.
I think it's Josh Allen. I think Lamar Jackson's like a cheat code for, or Derrick Henry's a cheat code for Lamar. So
yeah, it also
I think Josh Allen.
What they're like. I meant to look up the actual criteria of MVP because Lamar Jackson has much better offensive output.
Yeah,
but he also has a lot more to work with, and I would say Josh Allen has done more with less. So, do you give the MVP to the guy that's done a lot with not very much, or the statistical best? I don't know.
I honestly have other guys who are in that MVP conversation for me, but they're not going to matter. But out of those two guys this year, I'd give it to Josh Allen. I would.
It's tough, man. I think.
And I like Lamar. I think Lamar seems like a cool dude. I like how he plays. I like how he's thinking throw first, run second, and it typically works out both ways. Yeah. But I think Josh Allen is the leader of that team, and he's turned that team into his thing, right? And guess what? It works. It's turned into a juggernaut. We worried about this offense coming into the season, and it's I think a juggernaut, like a Ravens offense. I think it's so impressive to watch.
All right, wins then.
Yeah, but I think Josh Allen, but I like. I wouldn't be surprised if Lamar took it either, because here's my thing with Lamar. Would they give it to him for the third time? I don't think. I think they give it to Josh Allen this year.
You're right. I agree. And I also think there is the good argument that Josh Allen, although he has probably a little bit lower stats, he has a lot lower of talent to work with. So if the MVP is working with less and getting more out of them, and like if you took Lamar off the Ravens, the floor wouldn't sink as much as if you took Josh off the Bills.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. I think if you took Josh off the Bills, it's sinking. This ship is sinking. I think you've kind of seen it with Huntley subbing in for Lamar.
Oh, Lamar, yeah.
I think they're still pretty damn good, right? Like in the past, that is. That's not this year, but yeah.
Obviously, not the same, but we're just talking hypothetical.
Yeah, definitely hypothetical, and obviously, but I think Josh Allen deserves it just based on the expectations coming into the season and then where he took this team. And if you took him away, you're right. There's a few other quarterbacks like that too, but not Super Bowl
high end, like
not Super Bowl contending quarterbacks. Right? So I put myself on the TV. I keep watching myself, but we're a little delay here. There we go.
You can go and rewatch 100 times, just like everyone else will.
Everyone else, please rewatch this 35 times anyway.
Or at least 99 cents. Hit that subscribe. Sportscast, Real Fresh channel. We love being on both. And whichever one, it all goes to the same people. We're all the same homies. So 99 cents. But yeah, check us out every Tuesday live. And that's all I have, man. Did you have anything else before we go?
Go Nighthawks.
That is a slick shirt, man.
Thank you, man. Vikes, still love you.
Steelers, let's get some offense going.
Exactly.
Peace, man.
Called a receiver.
Not in the. I think we're going to draft like a tackle or a cornerback in the first round.
Not opposed to that either, but honestly, you need another receiver. Let's go.
One that's not a dick. But anyway, Hashtag Sports Podcast, we out. Peace.
And it will continue to be pushed around.
Who I think the three best offensive linemen.
Are we talking head coach? Are we talking GM?
Big shout out to homeboy JT Tracy.
They haven't beat anybody good. We don't buy jerseys anymore.
I'm Green Bay, so I hate both of them.
That's to really make